Hi there, it's Moira McDonald, just for a change. I have made something just, I suppose technically a wee bit different. It's Traveller's Notebook inserts. I was asked to do them as a custom order. I don't know anything about Traveller's Notebooks. Indeed, this is the first time that I've ever tackled anything like this. When I've seen videos of these before, they all seem to be fairly, well, large relative to what I've made, but I'll show you what it is anyway, and you can have a look and add your comments. In terms of size, what I was asked to do was make them no bigger than 3.5 by 5.5. So I'm not sure what they are in relation to what I've seen other people making. The likes of Gail makes them, and Gail's are always quite sort of slim and long, but mine's are just kind of normal size. So anyway, you can have a look at them and see what you think. But see, before I start, one comment to make. Last night I was out. I want to show you a photo. I don't know if anybody that follows me watches wrestling. We've watched for years. When I met Billy, in fact the first night I met Billy, my husband, well, not the first night I met him, but the first night I went over to his house when his children were there from his first marriage, they were watching a video of WWE, and I sat there and I thought, good God, this is awful, this is absolutely dreadful. And here we are 24 years later, and I'm going to the wrestling at night, and my husband doesn't, but that's beside the point. I go with my son and my brother. So we went last night and I met Pete Dunne, who, I don't know, I'm hoping you can see that. No, it's not a very good picture, I don't know. Pete Dunne is the WWE UK champion, and you know, he's an absolute skunk in the ring. Terrible guy, absolutely awful, really nasty. And then I met him, and he is without doubt one of the sweetest, loveliest people I've ever met in my life. Lovely boy, lovely boy. But there you go. And I bought his t-shirt. Hold on a second. You see me in the mirror. There's me with his t-shirt. Can you see it okay? I always buy extra large, by the way. Mainly because extra large used to fit, but I went on a diet. But I still like extra large because I like my clothes to look like dresses. Right, anyway, let's get back to the Traveller's Notebook, because that's what you're really here for. Right, there's 3 of them. If you get a quick look at the outside, and we'll start with this one. Right, so one signature. What I've done here is, I don't know what these are called. It was a die I've got, and it's one of these dies that you get from China. Took about a month to get here, but it's quite good because it makes lovely wee pockets. Well, it's one of my sort of bookmarks. The other thing I wanted to point out is, I don't know how well this will show up in the camera either. That's Distress ink, by the way. I was watching Wendy's Journal Adventures the other day, and she was tea dyeing or coffee dyeing papers. She was actually doing the pictures that she had already printed out. She was just very gently going around the edges just to sort of have a wee degree of tea dyeing on them. I didn't go around the front of my pictures, but what I did do was I painted over the back. Because the white is always very stark. It might not show up terribly well on the video, I don't know. It's difficult for me to judge when I'm filming, but I must admit I quite like the finish. It's quite patchy, but it does give it an aged appearance. Anyway, back to the book. Right, this is one of my images for sale in my Etsy shop. I did a wee bit of stenciling on the inside, and I used, I think it was Bundled Sage it was called in the Distress ink range, and the stencil I used was, I'm fairly sure it was is it Dinah Weekly her name is? I think it was hers anyway. Right, tea dyed paper. That's a bit of Daphne's Diary. Not Daphne's Diary as such, but it was a sort of mini paper pad that I got with Daphne's Diary papers. This is from a book, an old book, a kid's book. Just a wee minute and I'll find the cover and I'll tell you a wee bit about it. The book is called Nice, I don't think I can get it in because of that. Oh, there you go. Nice Stories. And inside, the book's in a dreadful state, right, which is why it was up for sale. St Matthew's Church in Northerham, Christmas 1906, Sunday School Prize, presented to Ethel Tetley, infant class, 95 marks, and it's stamped by G. Watkinson, MA. I just thought that was really, really nice. I have to assume she was born in 1906, let's face it, that would make her over 100, so clearly she's not with us anymore. Presumably it was someone in her family that sold the book. I picked it up on eBay, but it was in such a poor condition that, you know, you couldn't really save it. Right, anyway, another one of my postcards, that's in my Etsy shop. We tuck spot there. Heart-shaped doily. One of my papers, stenciled again. Another part of the book. I just halved the pages and put them in, so there's some images. Did a wee bit of stamping on the tea-dyed papers of butterflies, because butterflies were the main subject of the book. Sort of what you would call composition book page. We call them jotters. Wee doily. Vellum page with one of my images. Again, these images are for sale now in my Etsy shop. It's not a massive kit, incidentally, but it's nice, and it's enough for a book, I think, unless you really want to make a phenomenally chunky monkey. Chunky monkey isn't in this book, by the way. Right, scrapbooking paper, which was 6x6, another page. Here's a signature. This is a fabric washi around down the centre to try and protect it. And back to, that's the other side of the vellum page. I didn't stamp all of these, by the way, just every now and again I did a page with some stamping. There's one of the images for that book. And another wee tuck spot here with, this isn't in my Etsy shop, but I did make it. And another one of the book tags, which is in my Etsy shop, and yes, I did make it. Oh, another wee image. And here I've got an envelope, which is held on with a wee paper clip. This is another one of my images. Again, I've tea dyed, or coffee dyed rather, the back. It was a bit too big to put in the tuck spot because it didn't fit the pages, so I've just held it in with this little envelope, and I've also put in just a wee spare bit of paper for extra journaling. Right, I'll do that in a wee minute because that's the first book and I've already done 8 minutes. Should be very quick to go through the rest because it's really just, you know, pretty much the same. My paper pack again. More of that book. Tuck spot here with another of my cards and a book tag. I was going to say, gosh, it's getting awfully warm in here. It's probably not getting awfully warm in here, it's getting awfully warm in me because I'm of an age. Wee birthdays on a vellum page. Wee butterfly. I've actually dry embossed this page with it's kind of like clouds. Daphne's diary. Use that glitter. Don't know where that came from. Another one of my pages. A bit of music paper. Scotsman jig. Not journaling. What is it you call that when it's folk who do big sums? You know what I mean. Scrapbooking paper, centre of the signature. This is quite heavy paper actually. And stenciling there again with bundled sage. That's part of the paper pack that's in my Etsy shop. Daphne's diary, and this is the clouds again. And there's the vellum with the birthday-loos, wee diary, wee doily. Another tuck spot on there, and it's just a couple of wee pieces of ephemera that I have made. See, I didn't want to make these overly large because I'm conscious of the fact that when they go into a, what do you call it, one of these traveller's notebooks, there is a limit to how much you're wanting to put in, because they obviously do have closures, and I don't want the closure on this to be bursting at the gunnels. Another one of my postcards, and a sort of tag that I made. That, in fact, I think that was one of the first things that I made when I was doing digital stuff. Right, so that's the second book. Put that, oh, sorry, bang the camera. My apologies. Right, next one. Another envelope here on top of one of my pages with a journaling card there, and I think, if memory serves me right, I put in a little bit of ephemera in this one. I've moved it up. So you can journal in the back of that. I have to hang, I'll do that later. And my time will be out by the time I've got this organised. Right, doodle-dee, back to the book. Daphne's diary again, little doily, music sheet, tuck spot here with one of my cards, and a book tag. As I said, book tags are in my Etsy shop. My Etsy shop's BygonesCards. You all know that because I say it every time I'm on. More Daphne's diary, but that's the big page. More, what is that? Ledger paper. I keep wanting to call it journaling paper. This one's dry embossed with a kind of, I don't know what you call those, this kind of dandelion things that you blow in 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock for a big blow you take. And that's the book again. This is one of the paper bags that I had made using Crafty Irina's ideas. But I've cut both ends so that I can use it as a tuck, and I've put in another piece of ephemera that I made up, just a wee journaling card. And that's the lower part of that Daphne's diary page. Signature. And the other part of this, which has a piece of ephemera which I'll try and coax out. There you go, another wee journaling card, book page, dry embossing, ledger paper again, Daphne's diary. That's my husband opening an ice lolly. Thanks, Billy. You couldn't have done that somewhere else. Nah, near you did. I'm in here talking to myself. Right, and here we've got another tuck spot with one of my postcards. Daphne's diary. And last page. And that's it. So there you go, that's the 3 of them. I'll put away my ephemera in a minute. Hope you liked them. I certainly hope the person that's ordered them likes them. If you have any questions or any comments to make, give me a wee shout, and I'll look forward to seeing you again in the near future. Thanks very much, guys. Bye. Bye bye. Oh, Timmy's sleeping, by the way. That's great, isn't it? It's dead quiet. Oh, if only I could get a chance to go to sleep myself. Right, bye, bye.